Hello, hello! Welcome to the show! This is HackHunter, where we review some of the best and worst tattoo artists that are out there to help you, our viewers. Now, this week, one of our viewers named Brett, he emailed in from New Haven, Connecticut. We hadn't been out there yet, so we wanted to take the challenge. He's looking for an artist that can do a horror sleeve on him. Now, this is kind of growing in popularity, these sort of horror, dark arts, dark imagery sleeves. This is really a unique style, though. Not every artist can custom design something in this style. You really want to find a specialist. And so we scoured New Haven, Connecticut. We even went to Hartford, Connecticut to try to find the perfect artist for this. But it turns out, right in between those two cities is a city called Wallingford, Connecticut. And that's where we found Black Hatchet Tattoo Company. Now, you can find them online, Black Hatchet Tattoos on Instagram. Their owner there, Ricky Borchert, I think that's pronounced. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, man. But he does some incredible color work, especially this gory stuff, the bloody stuff. He also does some trash polka, as you can see there. He does it very, very well. But our viewer this week was actually looking for black and gray, and so that's why we're going to be talking about this guy. Enter Manny Cruz. You can find him online at CruzIX Tattoos on Instagram. Let me show you the highlights. Bam! Look at that. Look how cool that is. Awesome custom designs from him. I saw so many. Pretty much everything in his portfolio was a custom design and just really, really well designed on top of it. Look at the detail in this newspaper. That looks so realistic, especially from a distance. But man, you zoom in there, you can see all these tiny little letters there. I love that it's about flying saucers as well. And then you can see the little image of the flying saucer shooting through the sky there. That is just so impeccable. Yes, the background too. You can tell he absolutely planned this background with the paper falling. I love to see that when artists plan out their backgrounds, because it's so easy for artists to just kind of whip some shading in the background and call it good. And I could tell, and you'll see it throughout his portfolio, he did a lot of that where he planned it out ahead of time. This one I had to show how smooth this gray shading is. And again, this is a custom design piece, so all of the stuff in his portfolio, you see all of it is just, he puts in maximum effort, maximum time to create these designs, and I just love to see it, especially when you realize that this is a custom designed hand. Hands, you guys all know hands are difficult as hell to draw, but man, he makes it look effortless here. I also love the hair detail. Look at that. He took a small liner and really whipped out a lot of little hair strands, some thick, some thin, putting in maximum effort to make sure that this looks as realistic as possible. I also love that you can differentiate the shadow of the thumb, that drop shadow there over the knife. That's really, really well done there. Little goddess here, again, really, really smooth shading on the face. A lot of his tattoo work had a sort of a crosshatch or a grit shading to it. I could tell it's absolutely intentional. It's not something that is just a byproduct of not knowing how to shade like we see with a lot of artists. In his case, he absolutely does it on purpose, and I think it's just a really cool, unique way of applying tattoos, and it gives it a really cool look. This one I had to show because, man, I have done some cameras, a few recently actually, but one like this with this small little detail, all these little buttons, switches, screws, whatever it may be. He just did a phenomenal job, and along the ridge here of the lens, just amazing attention to detail. Also, a lot of times I see with artists, they'll just have one mag shader and use the same mag throughout their whole tattoo. And so when I see something like this, I zoom in on the backdrop, I can tell he did a type of speckling or maybe line dot shading in the backdrop here. So the fact that he switched it up and he took his time to do different styles, different textures in different places, just really shows you that he's going to put in a lot of time and energy for his clients. That's absolutely what you want to look for in an artist. Oh man, a plague doctor. Oh, look at the grit on the face. Again with the hand. Just amazing, amazing 3D look to that hand. Just really well done. Cool lantern with the wisps on it. Oh, I just loved all of his work. I was just blown away by it. His portrait work, no different. This really showcases that kind of grit texture I was talking about though. Can somebody tell me who this is though? I have no idea who this is. It was kind of driving me nuts, but let me know in the comments if you know who that is. But I can see all this grit texture here, and I just am very curious how he does that. To be honest, there's a couple different ways that you could do that, and I'm really curious to kind of pick his brain, figure out what type of shading he's doing to create this kind of texture. But again, with his backdrop, you can tell he absolutely planned out how far out he's going to bring it to really give it that full 3D effect, foreground, midground, background. And I think he did a great job on all of his work when it came to that. You can always tell large stuff in the foreground and then the small detail in the background. He just does a really, really impeccable job of that. And the custom designs just blew me away. Manny Cruz, absolutely. If I was going to get this type of artwork, I would definitely be heading your way. So you go on the approved list. Stick around though, guys. If you live in New Haven, Connecticut, there's an artist you might want to avoid out there. Here we go.